Hello, my name is Jonathan. That's about all I'm really sure of when it comes to myself. That and the fact that I'm not really cut out for all of this.
Why do I have to choose between loving me and loving you? I've grown attached to the things you do. Lately I've been feeling.
When I was 14, I started this YouTube channel that you're currently watching now, which means that I have been in the public eye for over a quarter of my life now, which is both scary and absolutely remarkable to say out loud. I'm turning 20 this year, and I'm pretty proud of myself for even making it this far. It's not something I was always sure I even wanted, but here I am, alive and not well, but trying. It's so weird to think that I'm going to be turning 20 in a few weeks because part of me feels like I've been doing the whole adult thing for years already. So what? But another part of me feels like the last 5 years haven't been real at all. So who even am I? You're an adult? What? Regardless, this is the situation and we are going to have to learn to deal with it or just keep doing what I am now. If it wasn't for the position I was in socially, I have no idea what I would be doing with my life at this point. Even right now, I don't know what I'm doing, but luckily I've created some things that people connected with, and that's been able to carry me to at least some stability by society's overall view of stability. Still, I wake up most days with no real plan for what my day is going to look like, and I go to sleep wondering, what the hell happened over the course of my day? Most of what I remember is a stream of thoughts flooding my mind at some point to a near hellish extent, creating a river so loud that nothing is actually comprehensible, followed by an ignoring of it all masked in mindless activities and an eventual realization that the day is almost over. Bleak, I know, but if you've been to this channel before, I don't think you would have expected anything less. This has created quite the conundrum, given the field I've placed myself in, where most of what I do is dependent on me being active in my own thoughts, creating new things and deciphering in my mind what the best way to present these creations is with you, my audience. It's something that I just about equally love and hate. If I could just get to the point of making the thing that you hear and I am proud of, and I can look back on one day and say, hey, that wasn't so bad, then all might be okay with this existence. But instead, I throw myself into the Nile with no boat or life raft, hope for the best, and either come out of it with a new song or an existential crisis. Now that I say it out loud, I'm realizing how demented it all is, but it's what I know how to do. And in some ways, all I feel like I'm really good at. My biggest problem isn't with creating stuff itself, though. The creative process, as painful as it can be, is still the only thing that actually makes me feel alive. The struggle that comes with it is merely a byproduct of a much larger issue. Once my mind receives that very first and very well-intentioned first thought in the morning, there's no slowing it down. One thought quickly turns to 10, to 100, to 1,000, all at once with no sign of stopping. And they don't stop. They interrupt one another before the other can finish its sentence. They overlap one another as to add to an already increasing amount of overwhelmingness. They crash into each other on a raceway to the front of my mind, and nothing leaves. They stay there, piling up on top of each other, one after the other. As I speak over a trash pile of 1,000,000,000,000 other thoughts that have accumulated over the course of my life. All of it is garbage. So what's the solution? I shut down. Hello, my name is Presence. That's about all I seem to know about me, but what do any of us really know? I'm sorry I've been gone so long. I've just I've just been. I don't know.
Between loving me and loving you.
I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with dissociation, but I'm willing to bet many of you have experienced it at some point. For those of you who aren't familiar, and maybe those of you who have experienced it yourself but didn't know there was a name for it, dissociation in a broad sense is an out-of-body experience triggered by overwhelming feelings that your brain and body can't handle. If you've ever zoned out before, that's a mild version of what I'm talking about, but problems with dissociation can get much more severe than a few moments of going into nothingness. In fact, that nothingness can become so constant that it becomes your normal. And for a while, it became mine, and I'm still working through it. This is likely attributed to my anxiety, which I've mentioned. My brain tends to overload itself, and as a coping mechanism, I find myself in an autopilot state of numbness that's out of my control, which is scary. It's like I'm paralyzed internally. Very frustrating. But most of all, I just get sad when I realize how much time I've wasted in the abyss. Time doesn't feel real, and when it does, I don't. I look in the mirror and can't recognize myself, so I change my hair to at least have some explanation for it. I've heard from others that living in the moment is the key. All worries stem from the past and the future, but if you simply exist in the now, you will find peace. And while I sort of agree with the sentiment, I'm anxious about the present all the time, so there's that. And when I'm not anxious about the present, it's likely because I'm not present at all and merely existing through a body going through the motions but not allowing me to speak. So if you've been wondering why I haven't posted or released any music in almost a year, it is indeed because I have been a shell of myself. Well, geez, Jonathan, this has been awfully depressing. Is there any silver lining here at all? I think so. Despite all of the self-inflicted mental turmoil that I have described to you over the past 8 minutes or so, I am still here. But why? Why keep going when all feels helpless? Honestly, it took me a while to find an answer to this within me, and I almost scrapped this video altogether trying to answer this because I couldn't find an answer, and that scared me. What am I living for? And is all of this pain for nothing? Maybe it's for you though. Making music and engaging with you as an audience seems to be my biggest contribution to the world up to this point, and I do get excited when I see my work has resonated with you, even if I had to go through hardship to get there. Maybe it's my family. They're amazing, and they've done everything right, so I don't think I could ever do anything to harm myself because I don't ever want them to feel like they should have done something different. That's a pretty crappy way of living though, both of those in my opinion. If I heard someone else say the things that I'm saying now, I would tell them, yes, be grateful for the people in your life that care for you, but you have to live for yourself at some point or you'll drive yourself mad. I guess that's a lot easier said than done though, and I'm not sure that living for yourself won't drive you mad either. Perhaps I'm in need of balance, and so that's what I've been pursuing for the last few years. I think that's what keeps me going. The pursuit, some would say of happiness, I would say of peace. Regardless, I think it's just the constant push to get better, whatever that means for you and however that looks for you. My whole anxiety and dissociation problems cause some issues when trying to actually work on myself because, like I said before, there are so many days where I don't even feel like myself. But despite all of these lost days, I understand that this is still the only chance at this life that I'm going to have, so I might as well live it and learn about this world and myself while I still can. I also think that we're all pretty special. Maybe that's corny to say, but I think the sheer fact that we're all different in nature makes our lives worth living and our stories worth telling. There never has been you, and there never will be another you or me in this universe, even given all the time that passed before us and all that will pass after. We cannot be replicated. Our memories, our genetic makeup, our unfortunate trauma that causes us to shut down all add up to make a unique being that will almost certainly impact this world in some way. So I keep on keeping on. And I think it would be pretty cool if you did too. That's about all I have. To all of the people who are positively impacted by my art, I am sincerely sorry that I've been gone so long. But I hope that this video was able to maybe make you understand a little bit more why. But yeah, new music coming soon, and so that means I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.